Welcome back to a brand new Dine with the Roaches, where today we're going to be heating up with some Pyroland Cupcakes from Team Fortress 2. It's a pretty simple recipe, there isn't much to it, but it's still delicious either way. We're going to start off by beating 125 grams of butter until softened, then once done add in 125 grams of caster sugar, 125 grams of self-raising flour, 2 eggs, and finally a little bit of salt if you used unsalted butter. Whisk it all together until it's fully incorporated, then halve your batter and split it up in between multiple Mango branded Winter 2020 cosmetic glue cupcake cases. With the other half, I'd heavily recommend adding something into it. This can be a number of things such as cocoa powder or just chocolate chips. We're doing this so that we can figuratively spice up the cupcakes a little. Please don't actually put spice in there, it doesn't taste good. Anyways, as for me, I'm putting in some chopped Galacé cherries, which I've washed beforehand, and then giving it a big old mix and filling the rest of my cases with the batter. From there, I'm just going to put it in the oven at 190 degrees for 15 minutes. And whilst it's cooking, that should give you enough time to start creating your buttercream. Get 200 grams of icing sugar and 100 grams of butter, put it into a good bowl, and then start to whisk it together until you get a nice, light, creamy buttercream. It really shouldn't take too long, however, this is the most important step. Once you reach this consistency, you want to add in 6 taps worth of blue team food dye, and then start mixing until the entire mixture is a light blue shade. By the time you've done this, the cupcakes should be done, and once fully baked, leave them to cool. This is probably the most important step. If the cupcakes are too hot, then when you add the buttercream, you're going to melt it, and that just ain't nice for anyone involved. But once cool, start to apply your buttercream. But this is where I made my fatal mistake. I tried to pipe my icing onto the cake. Just don't do it, it's not worth it. Use a mini spatula and just plaster the icing over the cakes. They end up looking much nicer. However, even though this wasn't my best attempt at icing the cake, I took a particular liking to this one, and I decided to decorate it with the accompanying medic symbols. And there you have it. Quick and easy Pyroland cupcakes. Maybe use a little bit more blue food dye if you want, but just keep in mind if you use too much, you can't take it out. But yeah, overall they aren't half bad. Anyways, onto this episode's Roaches pickings. Tonight we have Pride, a relatively old YouTuber who I've only heard about recently, whose video on MVM left a huge impression on me. SFM is really hard to use, and I can only imagine how difficult it must have been for him to get that good in such a short amount of time. I would heavily recommend checking out his video, there'll be a link in the description. Anyways, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to subscribe, leave a like, join my Discord. Anything you want to do will be sure to help me out. So thank you, and see you next time.